First, let's look at the structure of the geological compass. This is a geological compass we commonly use, which is mainly divided into two parts: the upper cover and the base of the compass. We open the compass. The left part is the upper cover of the compass, and the upper cover part mainly contains the reflector. This part on the right is the base of the compass. The base of the compass has a dial 0 to 360 degrees on the outer ring, which is called the horizontal azimuth dial, and the inner ring has a dial 0 to 90 degrees, which is called the vertical dial or the inclination dial. This is our magnetic needle. The two ends of the magnetic needle can be divided into the south needle and the north needle. Students, think about which side is the south needle? Which side is the north needle? In fact, the white magnetic needle is the north needle, and the one wrapped with copper wire is the south needle. This is the round compass bubble, and this is the long tube bubble. This is the magnetic needle brake of the compass, and when we press it, the magnetic needle will be fixed to the dial, which is convenient for us to read when we measure. Last time we learned that the strike and dip azimuth of occurrence is 0 to 360 degrees, so we need to use horizontal dials and circular level bubbles when measuring strike and dip. While the dip angle of occurrence is 0 to 90 degrees, so we need to use vertical dials and long tube level bubbles. When measuring dip, these are the main structures of the geological compass. Here are three elements of how to measure rock formation with a geological compass. Hello everyone. The geological compass is one of the three major tools for geologists. In the previous class, we also discussed some basic structures of the geological compass. Today, we're going to guide you on how to use the compass to measure the attitude of rock layers. We all know that there are three elements to an attitude: strike, dip direction, and dip angle. Today, we'll teach you how to use our geological compass to measure these three elements of attitude. Firstly, step 1. We need to find our bedding plane. This is our geological model. Let's assume this surface is the bedding plane. So first, we identify the direction of the strike and the dip direction, this surface being the bedding plane. This direction is the azimuth of the strike, and this direction is the dip direction. When measuring the strike, the first thing we do is open our compass, align it straight, then place our compass on the rock surface, then adjust our compass so that the bubble in the level is centered. At this point, the reading on our north-seeking needle is the angle of the strike. Let's have a look. At this moment, the compass reads 250 degrees. For the dip direction measurement, when measuring the dip direction, we press the lid of the compass tightly against our bedding plane, then adjust our compass so that the bubble in the level is centered. At this point, the reading on the north-seeking needle is the azimuth of the dip direction. Let's have a look at the reading at this moment. The reading at this moment is 340 degrees. For the dip angle measurement, we call it the dip angle measurement. Open our compass, then bring the edge of our compass close to this rock surface. At this point, adjust the button on our compass. Adjust the button on the back of the compass so that the long bubble in the level is centered. Let's do it. At this point, the long bubble is centered, and we can take the reading. At this point, the reading on our vertical scale is the dip angle. Let's read it out. The dip angle reading is 52 degrees. Alright, that's how we use our compass to measure the 3 elements of attitude. Now, everybody, you can practice by yourselves. Use our compass to measure the attitude of this model. See what its attitude measurements are.